Hey, what's up, guys? I'm going to review WWE Hell in a Cell 2011, which was only 2 weeks after Night of Champions. There really wasn't enough time to build anything on Raw or SmackDown, and the WWE is ripping off the people who order their pay-per-views. There are just too many recently. The next WWE pay-per-view is Vengeance on the 23rd, which is only 3 weeks away. On the bright side, at least Vengeance is coming back. Now you just need No Way Out, No Mercy, and Backlash to return, among others. Another thing, on the night before this pay-per-view, I went to a Ring of Honor show. It was the best wrestling I've seen in a very long time. I've also bought the Glory by Honor 8 DVD there, but moving on. It'll be next to impossible for the WWE to top that, but I watched it anyway because I actually like the WWE. I don't hate it, even though I make a lot of negative comments about it. If I did hate it, I wouldn't watch it. Simple as that. But anyway, moving on with the review. Before the first match started, The Miz and R-Truth, who were kayfabe fired 2 weeks ago on Raw by Triple H, showed up in the audience with tickets in hand, a la Scott Hall and Kevin Nash when the Outsiders started in WCW. John Laurinaitis then came out with security and escorted both of them out of the audience. After that was the first match of the night between Christian and Sheamus as one of Triple H's one more matches for Christian. This was an average match at best. Notable moments included Sheamus pulling himself from sitting in the corner to the top turnbuckle and Christian hitting Sheamus with two spears, one on the outside of the ring and one on the inside of the ring, but he only got a 2 count for that. The ending saw both men reversing each other's finishers, but then Sheamus hit the brogue kick for the 1-2-3. This will most likely fuel Christian's whining and bitching more, as he asks for yet one more match. I really don't like this heel Christian. In my opinion, he shouldn't have turned heel to begin with. He works a lot better as a babyface. They should have made him a frustrated babyface. Next was the backstage interview with Mark Henry. Mark Henry intimidated Matt Striker, who, by the way, looks really weak right now. He was an aggressive heel commentator around a year and a half ago on, was it NXT, I think, or SmackDown, while once again proclaiming that Randy Orton will join the Hall of Pain. The next match was the battle of the two Sin Caras, Blue Sin Cara versus Black Sin Cara. I haven't been reading the news lately on Sin Cara, so I don't know if Mystico is back in the WWE, but I thought that it was a good way of playing off the talk of Mystico being released and Hunico taking his place as Sin Cara. There was a nice display of acrobatics from both guys. I thought that there was not enough high-impact moves in this match, and that was a bit slow at times, but it was one of the better matches of the night. The ending saw Blue Sin Cara reversing a powerbomb attempt into a high-impact sunset flip style maneuver for the win. This feud is far from over, and I hope this really goes somewhere, but maybe I'm giving WWE too much credit. After that match, David Otunga had a segment with CM Punk backstage. I haven't really been watching SmackDown, but I do know that Otunga is trying to use his quote-unquote law expertise to get Triple H out of power and replace him with John Laurinaitis. He was trying to get Punk to join his cause, but he was not interested at all, and he said he hates lawyers and shooed him off, which I found funny. The third match was Kofi Kingston and Evan Bourne versus Jack Swagger and Dolph Ziggler for the Tag Team Championship. Swagger and Ziggler have been competing with each other for Vicky Guerrero's favoritism recently, but for the duration of the match they seem to be on the same page. Evan Bourne was the best performer in the match in my opinion. One time he hit a standing moonsault on Jack Swagger. The ending saw Dolph and Swagger attempting a double team powerbomb on Evan Bourne, but Bourne reversed the powerbomb into a Frankensteiner, while Kofi pulled Ziggler to the outside of the ring while Bourne pinned Swagger. This was a decent match, and I'm glad that Kofi and Bourne are still champions. At least their title reign is going better than Del Rio's first title reign, and especially Christian's first title reign. The next match was the World Heavyweight Championship match between Mark Henry and Randy Orton, the first of the two Hell in a Cell matches of the night. I'm surprised that this match took place this early in the pay-per-view, as I was expecting it to take place much later given the importance of it. Mark Henry looked strong throughout the match, which is what I wanted to see. Hopefully WWE will build him into a strong monster heel champion. At one point, Mark Henry grabbed the steel stairs and threw them at Randy Orton, but he managed to dodge them just in time. Almost every time Orton managed to get some offense in, Henry stopped him with relatively little effort. At another time, Henry tried the world's strongest slam on Orton on the outside the ring, but Orton managed to escape the attempt by grabbing onto the cell wall. After that, he managed to gain some momentum. He then hit the RKO, but Henry kicked out at the immediate pin attempt. Orton then looked slightly distraught and sat next to Mark Henry for about a minute, looking at the floor, but then he slowly backed up into the corner to try for the punt. As he ran towards Henry, he grabbed Orton, hit the world's strongest slam, and got the win. Although I was expecting the cell to be used a lot more in this match, at least Mark Henry got the clean win over Randy. After the match, Henry got a steel chair and put Orton's leg in it, and looked like he was trying to injure Orton's leg the same way he injured Great Khali's leg on SmackDown. But Randy Orton managed to dodge the splash attempt. He then started to beat the hell out of Mark Henry with the chair. Eventually they wound up on the entrance ramp, which was where Henry managed to stop Orton's rampage and ran away. Just ran away. He should not have run away. It made him look like a coward. I mean, he put Kane, Big Show, and Khali out and beat Sheamus so many times, but all it took to make him retreat was Randy Orton with a chair. That's not a good way to show his dominance, and it reduced his monster heel potential in my eyes. Either that or Orton is getting the Super Cena treatment, which he has. After that was a short interview with Alberto Del Rio, and following that was an in-ring segment with Cody Rhodes. He brought out a velvet bag, and he removed from it the old Intercontinental Championship belt, which I thought was great. Now all that needs to be done is to bring back the old WWE Championship belt and get rid of that ugly spinner belt that doesn't even spin anymore. After that, he said he will defend the title with more effort than wrestlers such as Ricky Steamboat, Randy Savage, Bret Hart, and Stone Cold Steve Austin. But then John Laurinaitis comes out again and says that Triple H booked him in an impromptu title defense against John Morrison. When I saw Morrison walk out, I knew he wasn't going to win because he's been getting buried lately, which is bullshit. Cody had to compete in his dress suit because he didn't have enough time to change. Cody tried to get himself counted out once, but Morrison got him back inside to prevent the countout. It was during this match that Michael Cole bitched and complained way too much about Triple H being unfair and how he's doing a poor job in general, and Cody Rhodes having to defend the title so many times in a short span of time, and blah 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 bullshit, that I just wanted to punch him right in the face. Eventually, Cole and Booker T wound up arguing with each other until JR told them to concentrate on the match. After Cole's bitch fest, Morrison hit a backflip slam, which I still don't know the name of, for a 2 count. He then hit a Pele-style kick on Cody Rhodes and then tried a flying kick, but Cody dodged the kick and rolled up Morrison for the 1-2-3. Cody is looking good as a champion because he has defended the belt on several occasions in a short amount of time, but Morrison has lost yet another match. Laurinaitis then talked with Triple H backstage, but Triple H was mad at him because he didn't call the cops on Miz and R-Truth earlier in the show. They are then informed that Miz and R-Truth are beating up guys in the locker room, and they run to stop them with security. Triple H then tells Laurinaitis that unless he calls the cops, he's done. The next match was for the Divas Championship between Beth Phoenix and Kelly Kelly. Kelly and Eve have been getting several wins over Beth and Natalya, and I wanted Beth to win tonight, especially after her losing in her hometown at Night of Champions. Kelly had the momentum early in the match, but then Beth got in several submission moves. Beth then hit several good slams on Kelly, but she managed to kick out every time. Towards the end of the match, Natalya took down Eve on the outside of the ring, while Beth put Kelly in submission hold. Beth then distracted the referee, while Natalya taunted Kelly over the microphone, and then she hit Kelly with the microphone, while the ref was still busy with Beth Phoenix. Beth then hit the Grand Slam and pinned Kelly to finally win the Divas Championship. At this point, I don't care how she won the belt, I'm just glad that she's the champion. The final match of the night, which I believe started at around 10 o'clock, was the triple threat match for the WWE Championship inside the Hell in a Cell between John Cena, CM Punk, and Alberto Del Rio. The cell was used well in this match, much more than the Mark Henry-Randy Orton match. Punk used the cell early in the match by diving into Cena and Del Rio while Cena had Del Rio ready for the attitude adjustment. Punk was the first to grab a weapon, a steel chair, but he was taken down by Cena before he could use it. Punk then hit the high knee on Cena, but then Cena shoved Punk into the cell wall. Del Rio then attacked Cena with a chair. Del Rio later had Punk in a submission hold for about a minute, but then Cena broke it up with a leg drop. He covered Del Rio for a 2 count and then immediately covered Punk for another 2 count. Cena then hit the attitude adjustment on CM Punk, but Del Rio broke up the pin. Punk then hit the go to sleep on John Cena, but Del Rio pulled Punk off Cena and threw him into the cell wall and threw the steel chair into Punk's knee. Cena then tried the 5 moves of doom on Punk, but Punk kicked Cena in the head during the "you can't see me" part, which brought out a laugh from me. Punk then climbed to the top rope, but Del Rio shoved him off and threw a table that was set up outside the ring. Ricardo Rodriguez then attacked the referee, grabbed his key, and opened the cell door to attack Cena with a pipe, but Cena got him out of the cell and did the attitude adjustment. Del Rio then attacked Cena with a pipe and locked him out of the cell, preventing him from getting involved in the match whatsoever, which I'm all for, by the way. What followed that was a series of near falls from Punk and Del Rio. The match ended when Del Rio clobbered Punk over the head with a pipe and covered him for the win and the WWE Championship. If Del Rio was going to win the title back just 2 weeks later, why did he lose it in the first place? Doesn't make any sense. There are way too many title changes in the WWE. Well, at least John Cena didn't win for once. There was pure chaos after the match. As the cell was being raised, Cena rushed inside and attacked Del Rio, but then Miz and R-Truth, wearing hoodies, ran inside the cell and attacked all 3 guys. The cell was lowered again for some reason. I didn't see why it was lowered again. And then the Miz and R-Truth attacked anything inside, including the referees and the cameramen. Eventually, Triple H, Laurinaitis, and the entire WWE locker room, except for Mark Henry, I think, came out to try to open the cell to get Miz and Truth out. Eventually, the cops came with bolt cutters to open the cell, and once it was opened, both Miz and R-Truth surrendered and were arrested by the cops. As they were being escorted away by the police, Triple H attacked them in a fit of rage. He even violently shoved Laurinaitis out of the way when he tried to hold Triple H back. The show ended as The Miz and R-Truth were escorted away by the police and Triple H being restrained by security. The show ended at around 10:40, which is 20 minutes sooner than usual, 3 hours. The last match was the best of the night. The cell was used effectively, and the post-match was pure chaos and interesting, but everything else besides Mark Henry and Beth Phoenix winning and Cody bringing back the old Intercontinental title belt was lackluster and forgettable. This was slightly better than Night of Champions, although. I like how Miz and R-Truth are causing chaos, and it has a real outsider's feel to it. Vengeance is only 3 weeks away, and hopefully something good will be built up in the meantime. But maybe I'm just too optimistic. Anyway, thanks for watching my review. This is Mr. Mir. Keep on hanging in there, everyone.